Hey everyone, I'm Devin, your friendly neighborhood board gamer, and this is Devin Talks Tabletop, the YouTube channel where the games are made up. What I say doesn't matter, and I'm going to start off with a timestamp. All of this mug. Every single last drop. I'm just kidding. It's gone. I had a bunch of tea in there. I had like half of this filled up with tea, but I drank it early in the day. So there isn't a timestamp. There's an artificial timestamp. But I could probably have this guy timestamp. I mean, he's not... You weren't supposed to talk. You weren't supposed to even look. I'm just kidding. You can look all you want. You're so pretty. I am here to talk about Shipwreck Arcana, which is a game that I did not expect to talk about, and I had no expectations for because I did not know that it existed. But it has taken me by surprise. I'm charmed. I am delighted by this little game, and I'd like to talk to you about it. So we're gonna skip away from that handsome man in the corner there while he click clack 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 tip tap types away. Hey, I'm trying to do something here. I am trying to do something here, and you can't just worm your way into their hearts by showing your face on a top-down cam. This is Shipwreck Arcana. It is a game where we have fates, and we have cards that will fade. Don't get confused by that. And we have a deductive math puzzle here that we have to figure out in a cooperative game in which 3 wrong guesses ends the game. So you don't want to just guess willy-nilly. Every player is going to have in front of them a 1 through 7 tile, which is really just a reference point for other players. And then after that, everybody's going to have 2 of these fate tiles that they are going to draw from a bag. Now, this bag has 3 full iterations of 1 through 7 in this design, so that it's not just one number that you're looking for. It is a possible of 3 iterations of every single number in that bag. So in front of me I have a 3 and a 6. Now it's got 1 pip and 2 pips off to the side, and we'll talk about that in a moment. But the goal of the game is for a player to place one of their 2. So think of this in terms of, Alex, what's that other game where you have 2 and you play, Love Letter? Love Letter. Where you have 2 and then you play 1 and people are trying to deduce what you have, but it's a competitive version of this. 8? You Love Me? That's what you meant, right? Okay, I figured that that's what you meant. All right, so anyways, it's to me reminiscent of Love Letter, where you have 2 cards and you can always have 2 in hand, and then you're going to play one of them, and in Love Letter, from that you are trying to do actions and be the last one standing, but in this you're actually trying to use whatever you place to give the most amount of information possible. So if I have a 3 and a 6, let me look at what these cards do, because they dictate where you place your fate tile, and what the other people try to envision is your other one. This says, play one of your fates here. I don't further your doom when I fade, which is what happens if you do not correctly guess the card or guess the tile that they have. This is times 3. If the sum of your fates is a multiple of 3, play one here. So this is an option for me, because 3 and 6 together make 9. So I could potentially play one here. And then you also have 3, 4, and 5. If one of your fates is 3, 4, or 5, and the other is not, play the 3, 4, or 5 here. So I could play the 3 here, and I could play the 3 or the 6 here. Now here's the nice thing. If it says if the sum of your fates is a multiple of 3, play one of them here. If I play the 6 here, it's a guarantee that they should be able to deduce what I have, because the only multiples of 3 that are in the game are 1 and 3, and then 9 is the other possibility because it goes up to 7. So 6 and 3 are the only ones that can make a multiple of 9 that would go beyond that. So if I play 6 here, they would have to know through deduction that 3 is the only opportunity that I have. Now, if I play 3 here, though, that creates a lot of problems, because this could mean, actually, I am sorry, I take that back. See, I did, and this is where you have to be careful in this game, because you don't want to lock yourself into a particular type of thinking, because I could play 6 here, and the other choice is that I could have an additional 6, which would be 12, which is a multiple of 3. So At the end of the day, if I play a 6 here, there's only 2 options. It could be down to 3, or it could be down to 6. And so if I'm playing this 6 here on this thing, they know that those are the only 2 mathematical possibilities that I could have in hand. Now, maybe somebody else has a 3 in their hand, and they're like, well, it's more likely then that they have a 6, or vice versa. Maybe they have another 6 in hand, and they're like, it's more likely that it's a 3. Either way. But there are other ways that you can play this. If I play this as a 3, then the players know that because of the rule set of this card, if one of your fates is 3, 4, or 5, and the other is not, play the 3, 4, or 5 here, which means I could play that there, and you know that it's not a 3, 4, or 5 just based off of this card. Every card has an option to you, and even though at the end of the day, you still may not know. Sometimes you want to guess, sometimes you don't, because you only have 3 guesses that are incorrect before you lose the game. However, Doom is going to advance. Every time you do not choose to vote and you choose to not pick, you have to make sure that these cards aren't fading. If you ever have enough pips on the dice here, and I'm going to swap over to the top down to where you guys can see what I'm talking about. If you ever have enough pips to where 1, 2, 3, it matches the amount of symbols that are here at the end of that player's turn, this card is going to fade. If you do not guess the number correctly, then it is going to fade and it is going to advance Doom even if you did not guess incorrectly. However, if you are able to guess correctly, then Doom does not continue to progress, and you don't further it. And also, if you guess correctly, this card goes from being a information refiner to a information hint based off of the next player's turn, or any other turn following that. This now says 3, 4, or 5. Before making a prediction, the group may discard this to ask, is your fate 3, 4, or 5? Which could really, really help you if you're trying to narrow down another answer. And then you put a new card out here, which can help out. And then depending on how many you used, if you just put one down and that was not the correct, if they guessed whether correctly or incorrectly and you reveal it, you're going to grab 2. But if you keep this in hand because they did not guess it, you'll go ahead and you'll grab another one from the bag. So you're always going to have 2 for when it's your turn and you place one down to get information, and you have to progress. You either need to get 7 correct guesses, or Doom will further all the way until you get to this end point, or until you get 3 wrong guesses. So Doom has to go to 0 through 3 wrong guesses, or through the progression of it, and then also you need to get 7 in a row. It's a really clever game. It's a clever game. I love math puzzles. I love deductive reasoning. It's so much fun. I think these art cards are gorgeous. I had no clue what this game was. I wasn't expecting it. Ricky came down and asked Alex if we could play, and he said sure, and I didn't even know what we were talking about, and I'm so happy that we did because I want to track this thing down. I think this would be fun to play with my son. I think this would be fun to play with adults. I don't think that it's necessarily like age restricted in terms of which types of people you play it with. It's a gorgeous game. It's a small little game, and it's just the exact kind of puzzly, thinky process that I enjoy, and also it's cooperative. I don't have a lot of small cooperative experiences like this, and this is very different from, say, the mission or the crew, and so it's not a cooperative trick-taking game. It's a cooperative reasoning and puzzle game. I love that. I think it's so cool. This is Shipwreck Arcana, and I want to play it more, and I want to get it for myself. If you've played this, let me know, because I didn't even know this thing. I've never heard of this. I've never heard anyone talk about this, and I like it a lot. So if you've played it, let me know, and I want to know why you didn't tell me about it. I'm offended. I'm offended on behalf of false pretenses. I'm not sure why I'm offended. Should I don't think I should be offended.
It's a little weird, honestly.
Yeah, I would say it's weird too. Okay. See you guys next time. Bye. Do you want to say bye?
No, I'm not supposed to talk.
Well, I mean, I was giving you permission now.
See you guys next time.
Bye.